And we are live with another Crypto Grind stream. As I've said, I am Crypto Grind, otherwise Stuart. Welcome everybody to the stream, whether you're watching now live or at your leisure after we've been live. It's good to have everybody here. Of course, if you are live, drop your comments down below, drop everything down below. We're going to have a fantastic stream today. Basically, what we're going to be talking about and what I'd like to have a look at is some of my top picks for bull run, and of course some of yours as well. So get those comments in. Let me know what you think some of your top picks are for the upcoming bull run, what you think might make some pretty good gains as well. So before we get going, as always, let's just get the screen up. We are going to just take a quick look at Bitcoin over here. It's well in terms of price, holding that 27,000 range. Now it is something that we can see that they bump, or their Bitcoin is bumping up here against resistance level on the daily. We've got Bitcoin hitting right here, pretty much 27,000. And who knows, it needs to break past this 28,000. And once we pass the 28, of course, then our next big one here is at 31. And then past 31 all the way up to 35, because there's not much in its way. So it'll be very interesting to see how things go over the next little while, and if it actually manages to break this resistance level over here. Otherwise, I think we're going to come back down sort of where we have been for the majority of the year, back to 25 or even a little bit higher in the 26 range as well. But if that happens, of course, that's a good opportunity for you to be loading up on your coins, not necessarily Bitcoin, but some of the other projects that we are going to be speaking about today, and anything else that you do bring up in the chat as well. So first comment of the day is Fiona. Welcome. Good to have you back in the stream, Friday. And yeah, let's make this stream a good one. Having a look as well at the crypto bubbles. It's pretty mixed, I would say, more red than green, unfortunately. We always want to see it, but we do have a few that have gained. We've got Casper over here, AVAX, which is a pretty good one. Rune or Thorchain down quite a bit as well, which is pretty surprising, 10%. Not necessarily my favorite coin, but a lot of people, it has a big community. A lot of people are a fan of it. So it is surprising to see it down so much. On the week, it looks a little bit better. We're sitting way more green on the week. Matic up 5% on the week. Render up nearly 14%. Solana, unfortunately, up 14%. TWT, I haven't a huge amount of research on, but I have seen a lot of people talking about this. So possibly something that I need to be researching in the near future. But right, let's chat about what we're going to be talking about today. Let's see if the screen actually does share. Otherwise, we will just sort it out quickly and get that sharing nicely for everybody. Here we go. Right, so we are sort of going to be continuing on with where we were last week, where I picked my best holdings for the next week. For the next bull run. And where I would say, if you had a $5,000 portfolio, where would you be putting your money for maximum gains? We have expanded that a little bit this week, and I've added a few more coins here that I think will be absolutely fantastic to be holding in the next bull run, but of course also the ones to avoid. Now you'll see Gala is over there, and Gala was one of my top picks for the upcoming bull run. I said that Gala was going to go back to its previous all-time high. Gala was going to be sitting at I don't know, if it was at least match its all-time high or go past its previous all-time high. Unfortunately, my opinion on that has changed. Now you can't see me switching to that screen. Let me just share the whole window, actually. We'll get this right. Technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. So we've got this Gala chart over here. All-time high sitting, market cap was about 4.5 billion, 5 billion over there. And I think it went slightly higher. These charts don't always show you the wicks. So it would have been probably slightly higher than what it is there, but we can see that we are down well below its all-time high and pretty much where people started to accumulate before it ticked up in the previous bull run. Unfortunately, the reason why I'm pretty bullish on Gala right now is the fact that there's a lot of infighting between a lot of the team members. You have the founders are suing each other for one reason or another. One's blaming the other of stealing Gala tokens. Initially, I thought it might have been just a bit of FUD, but unfortunately, it seems to be something that is pretty legitimate. And a judge has even ordered a whole, I think it's $100 million worth of Gala coins that are sitting in a wallet to actually be held for an indefinite amount of time. So that is definitely going to affect the price. And the reason why I would say avoid this token, don't go and waste your money, because the amount of bad news coming out around Gala is not good. And you're probably not going to be seeing good return, because if you have a look at the XRP situation in the last bull run as a great example, where there's court cases, there's fighting in between team members and you have lawyers involved. Of course, what happens is you're going to have a suppressed price because people are not too sure about what's going to be happening. Is it going to be good? Is it going to go to nothing? Are these guys going to have to pay each other out? So for that reason alone, I would say avoid. Plus the fact that there are quite a few good gaming projects that are going to be out and about. Here's the XRP chart, and you can see 2021, it had a bit of a spike, but you would hope that it would pass its previous all-time high, especially for a project like that. And of course, Gala is going to be in the same boat. The court case is not going to be finished before we kick off in the next bull run. So that reason, Gala. Another reason why I'm saying avoid Gala is their recent switch to Gala 2.0. Now, I was originally quite I saw there's a lot of promise moving away from Ethereum. They are creating their own layer 1 and everything that goes with it. But there were a whole bunch of token holders who actually didn't get the layer 2. One of the big reasons being people who were holding on Coinbase. They unfortunately Coinbase didn't participate in the airdrop 1-for-1, and those people actually lost out. A lot of people only found out after the airdrop happened. And I saw that as a way for Gala to actually reduce the supply, because it is a complaint from a lot of people that the supply for Gala is pretty high. We're sitting at 50 billion coins. So one of those ones where the supply it's going to restrict the price that you can get for Gala, and where a lot of prices are going to keep moving. Gala is going to stay pretty low because your market cap is going to be pretty high, even though the price looks pretty inviting. So I felt like it was a way for people to reduce their holding within, or Gala to reduce the amount of coins that are being supplied and will ever be supplied. And I thought that was a bit shady and a bit underhanded. So Gala is staying on the avoid list, and I still hold Gala, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be selling it because it will be at a loss. I'm just going to hold it and hope that I at least get back what I put in, and then make some returns on some of the other projects that I do have. But Gala is not going to be one that's going to go back to its all-time high. And that's just a very unfortunate situation. We've got Goldie coming in here saying, sold Gala and bought Quant. Look, that is probably one of the best things that you could have done after selling Gala, in my opinion. Quant is a fantastic coin. Seen quite a bit of FUD lately. Now, if you do follow me on Twitter, you would have seen that I put a tweet out, I think it was yesterday, where I actually believe that a lot of the FUD that is hitting these financial tokens is targeted and it's planned. We've had the XRP situation, we've had the Algorand situation, now we've got Quant. Obviously XRP going to the courts this week. The judge is actually denying the SEC the right to appeal the court's decision. So obviously the SEC are completely wrong, and the SEC, and we know that in general, are funded by the financial institutions. Crypto is going to be the biggest shakeup in global finances for a very long time. And of course, these banks can see that they're going to be losing a lot of money when coins like Quant, XRP, HBAR, Algorand, and so on come into play. And I think that a lot of this FUD is targeted for that reason. The banks don't want to lose money. How are they going to lose money? Make people lose that these coins are going to do well. When you've got a project like Quant with such a low supply, I've said it before, I'll say it again, only 14 to 15 million people in the world can ever hold one Quant, especially when you look at how Quant is going to be the backbone to the entire global financial system eventually. It shows how important Quant is going to be and why the price is going to go as much as a lot of people believe that it'll go up. So selling your Gala for Quant is a really, really smart move. I think you know that it's not going to be a 100x coin, but it's still going to give really good returns. It's from the last bull run, I think it hit $450. So from this point here, you about a 5x, give or take, away from its all-time high. And I think it's going to absolutely smash its previous all-time high. So, you're looking at possibly from this point here, a 10x minimum, in my opinion. And then beyond that, who knows? I think eventually where I can see this topping out, but I'm talking now 5, 6, 7, 10 years from now, it's going to be in the region of 6 to 8,000. So of course, then you're going to be hitting your 100x from here. But that's a 10-year solution or 10-year plan if that's your long-term plan. But Quant is a definite long-term hold as well as a short-term hold. You can definitely make profits in the next bull run. Take your profits, buy cheap when takes profits and the price cools down, buy more. But Quant is definite, and I would say do not get rid of your entire holding once the bull run comes in and you're taking your profits. But well done. That's a good plan. And then we've got Bumpy Knuckles. Welcome back to the stream. It's good to see you here as well. Opinion, please, about BoltBot. I actually haven't seen much. I'm guessing it's one of these bots that are on Telegram and that sort of thing where they've seen a lot of growth within the last while. BoltBit sitting in a market cap of 475,000, which is actually extremely low. You could be looking at a pretty easy 10x opinion on that. Volume is very low, so I would imagine not a lot of people know about it. I just want to see how long this project. So the project's been around for a few months, so it's still relatively new. Circulating supply is supposedly 100%, so that's pretty good. I like the fact that they have a full circulating supply as well. It's an ERC project, game-changing platform. Transform your crypto trading experience. Mission is simple. Power traders of all levels, a seamless and efficient solution. We understand the importance of speed, scalability, profitability. Lightning fast transactions that ensure you never miss out on lucrative trading opportunities. Look, I like what they're saying here, but I'm going to tell you something when it comes to trading. You don't have to be lightning fast to make a decision. It depends on the time frame that you're trading on. So if you're on any trading platform, there's a huge amount of trading platforms out there. But for example, if we have a look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour, you've got an hour to make a decision, right? So if you were watching Bitcoin, here's an example, depending on your trading style, you saw that it came up and it rejected off this level here. And then you had an hour to sit and watch this candle. And you could then say, okay, well, it's clearly rejected off this level here. You might have had previous resistance lines drawn up, for example. Let's say you had this one over here drawn up, and you watched this candle then break through that, or say over here, you had a resistance line there, you watch this break through resistance, or support rather, and then it confirmed. So you actually think, okay, it's confirmed, I can go in. But you've got an hour to make a decision on this candle. You don't have to, I would never recommend anybody trade cryptocurrency on the 1 minute. The reason being is it moves too quickly. So I would say 1 hour and above. But them saying over here that they have lightning fast transaction speeds, if you are, trading in normal dollars on a normal trading platform, it shouldn't matter. So it sounds good, and it sounds like it's based on cryptocurrency. I would probably be cautious of this, because what they might want to do is have you connect your wallet, and then after a while actually rug the project and take everybody's money and then do their own trading with that as well. But again, that's just my initial guess. I wouldn't say that that's exactly what's going to happen. I would need to have a look at the team. So we can have a look here as well. And we can just do a bit of a quick run through the white paper. So I'm guessing there's going to be some AI involved as well. They've got Bolt Sniper that you'll be able to set up. I'm assuming that will help you get in and out of trades a lot quicker. There you go, AI automated trading. Now, I'll also say to you straight up that AI trading is not the be all and end all. There's AI indicators that you can already load up in TradingView. I think Lux Algo, if I remember correctly, I can't remember. Have a look at AI. There's these sort of indicators already, and there's one from Lux Algo. I think everybody knows Lux Algo, but they already offer AI trading. That's not everything that it should be. So yeah, this looks okay. Let's have a quickly finish up here at this tier 3. Directly with smart contracts via the blockchain means that all transactions are signed off. So are they saying that your trades will be smart contracts during token launch? Okay, so it's also token launches as well. Not responsible for anyone sniping a scam coin. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. There's AI, there's automation. You always want that sort of thing, automation as well. I've seen it plenty times where you go into like a KuCoin as a coin launches and you watch the price absolutely skyrocket. And these people are sitting with bots, scalping the coin quickly, watching the price go up and then dumping. So I think you'll be able to use this sort of thing for that strategy. It's not necessarily the best strategy, but it is a strategy. But buy order placement, auto sell strategies, these sort of things you can really do, and you can actually create your own bots and put them on something like a MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5, and you can do that already. So the only difference here is that it's sitting on a blockchain. And I've got KYC, Twitter. Nothing about the team, which is something that I always like to see. Now, it's not the end of the world, but you do want to sort of understand the team behind it, because if they're not legit, then the worry is always going to be taking your money. It's got a very nice sort of looking website, but other than that, subscription tiers, roadmap. I'm guessing these taxes will be a burn, so burn the coins. Nothing about the team. So all in all, I would need to do more research on it, but it looks okay. But I would also say, just be careful. Who else do we have here? Let's go through comments. You've got Fiona. Other projects you're interested in? There's so many out there. I'm always interested in what people are looking at. Yeah, and there's so many, and you definitely got to be careful. Bullish on Casper. Goldie, I'm going to disappoint you here. It's on my avoid list. The reason why Casper is on my avoid list for the next bull run, I don't know how much you've watched of the platform, or rather of my channel, but Casper, I actually did a video on it about a year ago. Not many people were talking about the project, and I think there were maybe even 2 zeros here before a number. So I spoke about this project extremely early, and for me, it's already had its run. We are now sitting at a market cap of $1 billion, right? So a lot of people are looking at this and they're saying, oh, wow, it's sitting at $1 billion. It's done. I mean, I spoke about it. Where was it? It's about November last year. So we were sitting down here. About November last year, what was the price? About there. So you see, it had 2 zeros. So it's dropped 1 zero. So it's already done more than a 10x from when I spoke about it. So we have seen insane growth in the past year. We've seen it go, if we go here, right? We've seen it go from this, from a market cap of, let's just let that switch over, from a market cap here of 100 million to $1 billion. So it's done a 10x already. It's done well. From this point onwards, where can you see this going? Yes, it hasn't been exposed to the bulls. It can possibly do another 6x from here, in my opinion, 6 to 10x. But then all that Casper has at the end of the day is hype. That's a lot of, and there are a lot of crypto YouTubers out there who feel the same. There's a lot of hype behind Casper, but when you go onto their website, when you Google Casper ecosystem, there's nothing there. There's nothing in the ecosystem. I did find it in the stream last week or the week before, but you can even come and have a look here. You'll find the roadmap on their website. And the roadmap says updated 2023 white paper. Hasn't been published yet. We are at the end of 2023. We've got 2.5 months before the year ends, and we still don't have a white paper for 2023. There's no ecosystem. They say a lot of nice things. That's fast, that's block DAG technology, but great. If you have a look at other ones like Cadena, which has a much lower market cap, sitting at 114 million, already a proven project, great team behind it, a working ecosystem, 114 million. And for whatever reason, the Casper community has absolutely demolished the Cadena community. The Cadena community has been smashed by Casper. A lot of people say Cadena's finished, but I still believe it is a very good coin. There's more to it. They've got a very good team behind it, a functioning ecosystem. And if you're looking for another one as well, instead of Casper, which I think could actually be the next Casper, there's this one called TXA. Now, TXA actually, I think my Patreon's got in about 2 weeks ago, so I think up a little bit on this price. The chart doesn't, the short-term chart doesn't look great, but TXA, it's also a really good ecosystem, has already been through a board. This was a lot of hype around the project, not necessarily a project that is fully functioning. Now TXA has a lot more to it, and I think this could do what Casper did in the bear market. This can do in the bull market, probably more. I mean, if you're looking at these prices here, this is a 100x to more or less to what Casper's done. So I would look over here instead of looking at Casper, where you're not going to see the big returns that you would see going lower down the list for some of these ones. And also remember, though, when you do go for a lot of these, you're thinking 100x, but that doesn't necessarily come off. It might drop down more, but I believe that this is a Casper with a lot more functionality. They're actually aiming, they've got some pretty lofty aspirations for this project as well. So it's good to see. And I truly believe that this one will do very well. The guys who started the project, they're Stanford graduates, extremely intelligent individuals as well. So definitely keep an eye on TXA, and rather than Casper, in my opinion. What else do we have? We've got, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I'm terrible with names. So welcome to the stream. I think I've seen you before. If not, welcome. It's good to have everybody in here. Goldie with another one. What do you think of Horizon Dex ticker on MEXC? HNDZ. HNDZ. Try. Horizon Protocol. I actually don't know too much about it, to be honest with you. So what we can do is we can maybe park that one until the next stream, I'll do a bit of research and then I'll get back to you on that one. Fiona, Casper, another I've heard of. Excited about a couple. GFL, Ator, and Octaspace seem like good projects. Fairly new to this. So I am going to say right now that I believe GFL is going to be one of the best picks before the next bull run. In terms of gaming, I think it's going to do extremely well. I know a lot of people are sort of not keen on it because of the circulating supply, but I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. The full release is going to take 10 years. They recently came out and said that this release is going to be 10 years. But if you're looking in the gaming space of the tokens that I think are going to do pretty well, you've got, I don't know if I have it on my list here, but Naka is going to be one. GFL, which I don't have on my list yet either. But my top gaming picks are going to be GFL, Maria, Altura, Fabwalt is also, I think, going to do pretty well. Let's fix that. Fabwalt, I'm just trying to think. And PlayZap, so actually no Naka, P, and then also an honorable mention of UOS. I think that these are the gaming tokens that are going to do pretty well in the height of the next bull run. I think that it's going to be very interesting. We've got some very good projects coming out from the gaming perspective, and these ones have been building for a long time. And I think for that reason, they're going to be very good projects. You also got Games for a Living, GFL, that actually doesn't have a big listing. When you look, there's no KuCoin, there's no Binance, there's no Coinbase. So all in all, I think that once these listings happen, the price is going to go up. Now, in terms of actual price and when to buy, I wouldn't be picking up right now. I think that there is going to be a bit of a cool off when it comes to the price of, well, it's gone up quite a bit. Also, there's a release of tokens at the end on the 13th of every month. So 13th of every month, let's try that again. 13th of every month, you have a release of tokens. And we generally see on the 13th that the project actually has a bit of a fall in price and then ticks up again. So I would wait for a cool off. I think there's going to be one more for GFL, and that might be a good buying opportunity. Maria, Maria has a pretty good position to buy at the moment, which is quite nice. If you have a look, let's try and get GFL back on the monthly over here. If the chart loads, so you can see we're hovering around here. And where's the 13th? See what I'm saying here? We have this dip. Every time there's a token release, people sell off and then buy. So I wouldn't buy today. Wait till the 13th. You'll see that there's going to be a dip around about the 13th. Then the 13th and 14th, you can DCA, and then the price will tick up. And it's done that for the last year. You can see here, if we go along, where's the 13th? There's 13th is around about here. See, there's a dip, price ticks up. There's another dip here. Where's the 13th? There we go. Around about there, and you can see that. But if you had a trend line from here to here, it's up, if you draw a straight line. So GFL, very good coin. I think Murray is another one that you could be getting into as well. So yeah, let's see, we can keep going down the list. Big J, thoughts on Uroni AI? It's so funny you bring this one up. This is one that I actually put out to my patrons about 2 months ago now. It was the middle of August, end of August, somewhere there, when this price was actually under $1 million. Is it $1 million? Yeah. So I've been interested in this project for a very long time, or not a very long time, but for a few months. And I'm pretty sure we were in it somewhere here, somewhere there, 7 cents, more or less at the bottom. You can see what it's done since there. So yeah, Neuroni is one on my list. I think it is probably a higher risk AI token, but I think that the team have got, a lot behind them. They only launched recently with Neuroni, so I think that there's a long way to go for Neuroni. And when you see what AI projects did at the beginning of this year, you had Singularity, you had Fetch.ai, you had Viot, where they absolutely mooned because everybody had discovered ChatGPT. Now, I don't think that AI is going anywhere. I don't think ChatGPT is going anywhere. So AI is going to be one of the biggest narratives in the next run. And I think in general, all AI projects are going to do well. But of course, everybody's looking for that magical 5100x. And Neuroni could give you that opportunity. Of course, I'm very bullish on Viot as well. It's probably one of my other favorite AI tokens. Viot also having a pretty low market cap as well. In terms of the AI space, sitting at 13 million would be another big pick in my opinion. So those would be the two that I would focus on from an AI perspective. And then, of course, if you want to get into other AI projects, you could be looking at something like a Singularity Net, but that probably only has a 4 to 5, maybe a 10x in it because it's already done so much. Goldie over here. I like, don't know. I'm also new to the place. Well, Goldie, it's good to have you as part of the crypto space. I think crypto is one of the last few opportunities to make generational wealth. So if you invest correctly, if you follow YouTubers like Archie, like SSM, there's a lot of good YouTubers out there that aren't shilling rubbish tokens. Now, I like to believe I'm one of them as well. You'll actually do pretty well. You'll be able to invest your money in the right space as well. So it's good to have you here. It's good to have you as part of the Crypto Grind community. And yeah, hopefully you'll see you grow to strength in the crypto space, and then you can let us all know how you did in the bull run. And remember, the bull run is probably only going to kick off at the halving. Alts are only going to see their heights end of next year, but make sure that you aren't buying at the heights. When you see those green candles coming in for a lot of these stocks, don't go in and buy. It's too late. You're not going to get your 100x from there. Now is the right time to be accumulating and DCAing into these projects. Colin McDonald, welcome to the channel as well. Welcome back to the stream, one of the OGs of the channel. It's good to see you here, my friend. I hope you're doing well. If there's any big thoughts from you about what you like to see and what you're hoping to see in the next bull run, let me know as well. Guys, also, I'm just going to take a quick moment. I have spoken about it a bit in this stream already, but if you are interested, I do have the link for the Patreon in the description. I have streamlined it a little bit. There were quite a few tiers. I've now limited it down to 4. One of the new tiers that I have added is this one said for the day traders. Now, we have one of the OGs in the Crypto Grind community, Puppy. He has made some absolute huge trading calls in the last little while. I think last maybe 10 or so trades, one has been a loser. The others have all won. They've all done between a 50 and a 200%. Now, remember, trading isn't for everybody. So only do this if you understand trading, please, because it is extremely risky. If you don't know anything about trading, I would caution you against this one. Go and do a little bit of research. There are so many free resources out there that can help you with it. I follow a channel called The Moving Average, a guy called Artie. He is fantastic when it comes to teaching skills to be day traders. And of course, you can apply those skills to cryptocurrency, but be very careful. If you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money. So if you don't know trading, then I would suggest coming along to the gold tier. I've basically put everything in this one now. So I've merged a couple of tiers into one. You get my buy alerts, you get access to my portfolio, you get sell alerts, stake alerts, everything all in one place. We have weekly streams for all the VIP members as well, where we have a chat for about an hour or so. I can do your portfolio reviews and stuff like that as well. So if you are interested, go ahead, check it out. If it's not for you, of course, we have the free Telegram as well. Pretty sure that link is in the description. You can go and check the free Telegram, become part of the Crypto Grind community there. And we just chat about everything crypto. I have said it before, crypto can be a pretty lonely place where not many people understand what's going on. So good to have a lot of like-minded people all in one place so you can chat about crypto. The only thing that I will say in the Telegram group, please no meme coins. If there's anything that annoys me more in crypto, it's meme coins. Look, I do believe that memes have their place, but I don't think we should be shilling meme coins. I think that we should be educating people that meme coins are not going to make you lots of money. Most of the time, meme coins are going to lose you money. You hear the stories about people who bought a car with the money that they made from Doge, but you don't hear about everyone who lost money. Because remember, to make money, whether it's in this or in trading, for you to make a profit, somebody else has to make a loss. And that's why we have these lives. That's why we have these communities where we educate people and say, listen, understand when to take your profits. Don't be greedy. Understand what you're getting into. Don't become somebody else's exit liquidity at the end of the day. That's what we want to avoid. You are not going to be exit liquidity. You're going to make somebody else an exit liquidity because you understand what you're doing when it comes to cryptos and trading in general. So that's what I would say. Why my feelings on meme coins are so strong. Dogecoin, Pepe, Elmo, PooCoin, whatever else you want to talk about. You can even talk about Bencoin if you want. We've spoken already, so we're not going to get involved in that drama again. But yeah, so we have got Regina Govla. I think I've said your name right. I hope I have. Again, apologies if I haven't. Terrible at names. Thoughts on GLQ. So GraphLink is actually quite a good project as well. I have been a bit disappointed by GraphLink in that there hasn't been much from the team recently. I am hoping that we do see a bit more movement from the team in the next little while, where they bring out some exciting things and they start doing a bit more advertising. Sorry, this is being extremely slow today. If you haven't been on previous streams, I have mentioned already that unfortunately we have got some internet issues in South Africa along with everything else because we have an undersea cable that was broken. So they've warned us that we are going to have slow internet for the next few months until that gets fixed. But yeah, so GraphLink, I like it. I think it can be pretty good. And yeah, I just want to see more coming from the team. I want to see them announcing things. They've been pretty quiet. They've just sort of left the project price to do its own thing. And it tells by the volume. No one's talking about it because you're only sitting at 120,000 in terms of volume. So, yeah. Thor the Mighty. Now, this is another one of the Crypto Grind regulars. Welcome, Thor. It's so good to see you back here. I haven't seen you for the last few streams. I hope you're doing well. And I see Fiona's also dropped in and said, nice community, of course. We've got the best community in the crypto space. And anybody can come fight me on that one. I truly believe that we do. Thoughts on MNW for the bull run? This is one of my big picks for the next bull run. I think that this one is going to do very well. The reason being, it's in a space that doesn't have too much competition. There's only really VeChain. VeChain did $14 billion in the last bull run. And the reason why is they were the only coin in the supply chain sector. The one solid coin, the solid project. Morpheus network has not been exposed to a bull run. They were around, but they were building. So all of this in 2021 was pure hype. That's all it was. I think that they have the partnerships in place. They are working with consultants all over the world, growing their reach to South America now, America. They're looking in Australia, Asia. So they are looking to grow exponentially globally. And they're going to be challenging VeChain for the top spot in the next bull run. There still is no Binance listing when it comes to this, and that will definitely push the price up because Binance is such a big token. So Morpheus network, and again, the volume is pretty low. And the reason being is they are terrible at networking, at marketing. And that it really annoys me. But also the other reason being is that they are seen as a boring project. You're going to have your other ones like storage and whatnot. And finance, it's boring. It's not gaming. It's not AI. It doesn't look flashy. But these sort of things are going to be where your institutions are going to be buying in. Our money is nothing compared to an institution implementing a new supply chain and needing something like a Morpheus network to help them. That's where the big money is going to go in. And that's the reason why VeChain did as well as they did. So VeChain for me is not going to be hitting the 14 billion that they did in the previous bull run. And although VeChain is still a good project, they are limited because you can only be on VeChain where Morpheus network works with any blockchain. It works with legacy IT systems. And again, their partnerships. You can just go onto their website. They're with Amazon. They're with Microsoft. They've got DHL as one of their partners. They've got UPS as one of their other partners as well. So global partners, manufacturers, you name it, they are working with them and they are legitimate partnerships. So yeah, it's really a great project. And sitting at 50 million, you might laugh at me, but I think that this can do a 100x. And you can laugh at me, it's fine, but I've been DCing into this one for a long time as well. So now this one, it'll do a minimum of a 10x, but I think it can do a 100 to even 150x in my opinion. Somali Flame, another regular on the channel. Welcome, my friend. What is my opinion on Rainmaker? So Rainmaker, I think they've been around for quite a while now, haven't they? Volume is actually quite high on this one. So they're doing well when it comes to marketing. So you've got P2E games. They're going to be in the same sort of niche as something like a Nakamoto Games. Naka seems to, and PZP now, have seemed to have cornered the market in these sort of P2E sort of games as well. But Rainmaker, I think they've been around for a while. If they were around at the last bull run, I know they've only launched this year, my apologies. Yeah, so I haven't done a huge amount of research on them. I have been onto the website before. It looks quite good. I don't know too much about the team, but if a lot of these P2E games, oh wait, we did speak about this one last time, didn't we? We did. So my biggest thing, I remember now, my biggest thing when it comes to these sort of games, play to earn and whatnot, is that number one, the games need to be constantly changing to keep people interested, or else people are not going to play. And you're going to need people to actually play the games. So once we see people actually coming in and playing these games, possibly they'll do well. But personally, I prefer platforms from a metaverse perspective where they might have their own games, but they also give the opportunity to developers to deploy their games on the platform. It just means that the token has got much better longevity when it comes to utility, because people aren't playing a game and getting bored. You have developers who are deploying a game and people are coming along and playing the game. They might get bored, but there's another one on the platform. And that's why you've got like a Nakamoto, PZP, you've got Altura, which is probably one of the best platforms in my opinion, that probably will do it better than Rainmaker games. So Rainmaker might be good if they can get their marketing up and whatnot. You have a small bag of this, it'll probably pump in the next in the bull run, because a lot of crypto projects will pump. And I mean, this could be a 100x. You can see this getting to 30 million fairly easily at the height of the next bull run. So I mean, if you have, this would be definitely a higher risk play in my opinion. But if you have like $100 that you want to put on a risky play, this could be one. You put $100 on, you see 100x on that, you walk away smiling at the end of the day. So this could be one that you put a bit of some of your risky money, but I wouldn't risk more than maybe 0.5% of your portfolio or something on this. It's not solid enough for me to put anything more. But again, they don't have the Binance listings, they don't have the KuCoins, they don't have the Krakens. Maybe once those come in, this price absolutely moons. Supply, so it's okay. I've seen projects with higher supplies do better. So yeah, this could be a good one, but it would be very risky, in my opinion. What do we have here? Have you heard of Eva? I haven't heard of it yet. Let's see what this one is about. Is this the correct one here? Evador. You can drop it down and let us know. Let's see, 46 million, good volume, fairly low supply, but that's okay. Finance created to leave the world in the best way for future generations. Project. Achieving carbon neutrality. So we're talking about best coins to hold for the next bull run. I'm going to show you what I have on my list here. Green projects. So there are a lot of projects out there that are focusing on this whole green initiative where they say, oh, we're going to save the environment and whatever else. That's great, but we already have a huge amount of projects out there that are already carbon neutral. You don't need one specific project to say, we're going to, we're focusing particularly or specifically on being carbon neutral and saving the environment. How are you going to do that? You've got Dione as one, which I was bullish on a few months ago, but I've sort of changed my mind on it a little bit. They all focus on the same thing where they say we're going to be carbon neutral. We are going to make sure we're saving the world. How? You have to, when it comes to that, you have to connect electricity providers with people, but specific electricity providers who are gas, who are wind, hydroelectric, solar, whatever, to people who are willing to pay them with this token. I'm guessing what they're talking about here when it comes to the world problem is the global climate. There it is. Non-renewable fossil fuel sources. Okay, so you are using this, right? Significant portion of energy consumed by current blockchain technologies and mining operations. A lot of blockchains are already proof of stake, which is an Algorand as an example. They're carbon negative. They're actually giving back to the environment, but offering a lot more on the Algorand chain. So, and that's just an example. HBAR is also carbon negative. You've got something like Ethereum, which is proof of stake, very low when it comes to using electricity. So these sort of projects, I'm not very bullish on. From that perspective, there's no reason why. There's no there's no reason why we need that when we've got other projects that are already established that are carbon negative. So what we should be doing is going, if you're passionate about this sort of thing, go and buy into projects like an Algorand that are carbon negative. And there's plenty out there. I'm just using Algorand as an example because I know it off the top of my head, but I can tell you, you go onto a lot of these websites, even the metaverse projects, your Alturas and whatnot, a lot of them will say carbon negative. So I don't like these projects because there's no real need for them when the other projects are already trying to solve this problem by becoming a carbon negative or at least carbon neutral blockchain. It's got Thor coming in, running a node on Morpheus network, one of my biggest bags. Well, you can't do much better than that, can you? Yeah, if you're running a node, you're mining those coins. By the time the bull run comes, you're going to have a lot of coins sitting in your wallet, and running a validator, it's going to see huge increases in volume. You're doing really well. That is one of the nodes that I would say definitely run. Another one, if you have your money, Miria. If you have the money to do that, if you want to earn passive income that way. Miria, I think last I saw, now not everybody has this sort of money, but last I saw, I think a node for Miria was about $4,000, something like that. So it's cheap when it comes to operating nodes. When you look at like the cost of an Ethereum node or something like that. But Miria is another one. I mean, this is going to be a massive project in the next bull run. So if you're running a node for Miria as well, then yeah, you'll do very well. Yeah, so just a couple of other projects that I'm going to just say to everybody sort of avoid when it comes to the next bull run. We've spoken about Gala, we've spoken about memes as well. CRO, Crowcoin, I think is ridiculous. Ape is not going to do well. Arbitrium might do well from a hype perspective, but I can't see people picking Arbitrium over Matic. I've already got Matic here as something I would have in my portfolio, so Arbitrium doesn't offer anything new. There's no need to have Arbitrium. Phantom, I don't think is going to be doing particularly well, so I wouldn't be holding FTM. Casper, we've spoken about my reasons why I would avoid it. I think there's alternatives of Tara or Kadena that will probably give you bigger gains. Hoopring, another one, not as bullish as I once was. Any green project, and another one that people get asked all the time about this project, and I will tell everybody, it's a hill I'm willing to die on, is that Loop is garbage. It's such a bad project. I did a video on this telling everybody I was bullish on it last year. I have changed my mind. I even brought out another video to say I've changed my mind. And I've had to turn comments off because people sitting time so wrong. This sort of thing happens all the time where you watch the price absolutely dip. Now, what's going to happen, I'll show you when. I did a video at the beginning of this year here where I said it's rubbish. And just at this point, there's big rumors that the creators of the project actually bought up a whole bunch of tokens to push the price up, and they sold on them over here. The website wasn't working. They've got nothing to offer when there's a lot of projects who came out at the same time who were actually delivered and surpassed them. So I think Loop is garbage. If you see it, there's a lot of Twitter, YouTube influencers out there who say this is going to do wonderful things. Don't waste your money on Loop, please. If there's anything you take away from this video, if you want to believe that I'm lying about Casper and that Casper is going to 1000x from here, whatever the case is, just don't buy Loop, please. It's crap, it's garbage. We've got Somali Flame with another comment, which will load up now. Just waiting for my internet to catch up with it. So there we go. More games and up the marketing circle pump. It's underrated price right now. They seem to be a serious project. Look, I hope so. But when it comes to these game projects as well, you want to see a team, right? Who's behind this? Do they understand gaming? If you have a look, I don't know if this is going to even take us. If you have a look at something like a GFL, like a Miria, they've got people in their teams who have been in the gaming industry since the late 80s. The one higher up, one of the chief executives at Miria, at GFL, was one of the founders of EA Sports. He founded a company that is still around today in the gaming space and is huge. So you want to see with these sort of things that they understand the industry. If you have a look at GFL, other examples, they're into mobile gaming. One of the higher ups, the COO, I think, he started the company that created Candy Crush. So they understand gaming, they understand addictive gaming. Keeping people as part of the project. So I'm not saying it's a bad project, but I'm saying that we need to see a bit more. We don't really know much about the team. Maybe they'll have AMAs and so on, and then we can meet the team. But just going on face value of it, I would say that it's probably risky, but it might not necessarily be a bad play with something sitting in a market cap of 300,000 to put $50 on if you have that money and you're okay with losing that money, because any low cap is risky, and hoping that it does wonderful things. I mean, we can take a look. Oh, there's no white paper. And that does sort of, I mean, you do want a white paper because you want to know how these tokens are going to be distributed as well. Token distribution is important. Vector space. Seen this pop up on my Twitter. A lot of people talking about it. Look, again, I think a lot of AI projects, if it has AI in it, I think it's going to do well, just because people are going to be buying into it, because AI will have massive hype behind it. Correlation matrix data sets give researchers the ability to accelerate data-driven innovation, discoveries using patent projected. Okay. Originated life science department, big university. Okay. This seems all right. Again, on face value. What are we sitting at in terms of market cap? 10 million. Yeah, look, I think AI projects, this could easily do 50x, because AI projects are going to move. But this is another one I'll probably need to put on my radar to do more research in before I can say yes or no. More risk-taking your approach isn't born once in a lifetime opportunity. No, that's fine. I'm not saying don't go for it, but remember, there are still guaranteed gains to be made without having to risk it on an extremely low cap. We've been talking, for example, about Myria and GFIL. I mean, what we've just looked at Myria, that's sitting at a $6 million market cap, probably is more solid than your Rainmaker. The team behind Myria also very good. They've been in the space a long time as well. So it doesn't, just because you have your extreme low caps. I think what's happening is you're market cap hunting with a lot of these ones. So you're seeing ones that are sitting at a very low market cap, and this is how a lot of people get into crypto. They get in and they say, oh, low price. So they either look here and they go, oh, if this gets to $1, I'm rich. Or if there's a lot of meme coins. Let's look at, here's one for example. You're going to see all these zeros here, and then you're going to say to yourself, well, if it drops these zeros, goes to $5, I'm going to do very well. But people don't really see the market cap, or they see the market cap and they're like, oh, well, a lot of projects go to $1 million. So if I go in now, it's 100x, it's 1000x, whatever. You've got to look at some fundamentals as well. So if you spread your portfolio correctly, you can still get the same amount of gains without taking as much risk. I'm not saying that you need to be completely risk adverse, but it is still your hard-earned money. You don't want it to go down to zero because people are going to rug you. So that you have to look at both sides of the coin. You can't just say, okay, I'm going in because the market cap is extremely low and it won't take much to get to 3 million, to 30 million, whatever. Having said that, Rainmaker might do very well. I'm not saying that it's a bad project. I would go for Rainmaker before I went for something like Gamers, as an example. I think Gamers was, a lot of people were talking about Gamers, and I mean, you see us sitting at 15,000, and I just think that this is absolute rubbish. So, Gamers I wouldn't go into. Definitely would look at Rainmaker first. But there are other projects that are low cap. I mean, sitting even at $1 million. If you choose the right one and it does a 100x, it does 100 million, you've done a 100x, but taken less risk. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Right. I think that is all the comments. We have been going for about an hour. I can't believe how quickly time has gone. But thanks to everybody for joining. If there are any last minute comments, drop them down below and we'll get to them. Otherwise, I will cut the stream there. I am going to be, I know I say this every time, but I am going to be streaming more often so we can do these sessions a lot more. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, everybody. It's great to have everybody here. Again, check the links down below. The free Telegram, if you would like to join the Patreon as well. Even if you're looking at getting some hardware, some cold wallets, I've got links for Tangent as well, so you can get yourself some money off on that too. So if that interests you, check out the links. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. I will be back again very soon. Hopefully on Tuesday, I'll probably go live. But have a good weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Go and look at, touch some grass, get outside, step away from the chart. It's not all about crypto. We need balance in our lives. Without balance, we are nothing. So make sure you have a good weekend, a nice relaxing weekend. We hit hard the beginning of the next week. And yeah, I will see you in the next stream.